So thank you guys so much for the opportunity to just come out and meet with you guys. I remember last year it was really, really fun to tell you guys what's going on, as well as just bringing awareness to what's really going on within youth sports in general, you guys. And we can go into that in here in just a couple of minutes. But like Dave said, I'm Adam with Every Kid Sports. If the TV will oblige me, there we go. And so we've done a lot of overhauling over the past year, you guys. Most deeply, we've overhauled what our mission was. It used to be a almost paragraph thing that I couldn't even recite to you if I tried again. But what we've done is we've actually simplified what it is that we're hoping to accomplish with our nonprofit down in Bend, Oregon, and servicing the Tri-Counties, as well as we are a national-based organization, you guys. So we are helping kids all over the country, but we really care about our backyard, we care about the counties, and we really are hoping to make a bigger presence in getting kids into the game. So we're supporting life through access to youth sports. I know I heard a lot of people say that they got to watch their grandkids and their kids playing sports and everything. What about you guys in general? Who played sports growing up? I am definitely in the right room. I love those memories. Those are some of the most vivid memories I have, and that's one of the reasons that when Every Kid Sports was an opportunity that came my way, it was like the mission was just written from my soul, and I knew that I wanted to help the next crop of kids have their opportunity to play. We work specifically with families, low-income families. Our families are all on income-based health with Medicaid, SNAP, or WIC benefits. And we do that because we want to make sure that the kids who might not have the financial opportunities to be able to get into the game have the opportunity to do so. So what we do is we actually fundraise for the registration fees to get these kids active. We work with the families, though, directly. That's where we're different. We're not a league. We're not brick and mortar like what you see with like a lot of the YMCAs, you guys. We work directly with the families, so the parents as well as the kids can tell us where they want to play with their friends, go out and be with the people that they want to be with, and be able to experience the sports they want to do. In our 15-year history, we've supported over 100 different activities from a recreational level. So, just to give you guys a broad scope of what's happened over those past 15 years, I've only been with Every Kid Sports for 2 years. And from where I've started to where we are right now is just amazing. We have a lot of people who are supporting what this mission is because they want kids to be more active in play. The biggest barrier to that is the participation because of the cost of registration, cost of equipment, travel, logistics, all of these things can add up. But we just want kids to go out and play, have fun, be kids, try as many sports as possible. We don't focus a lot on the travel or club teams. We focus specifically on recreation for that reason. Try as many different activities as possible. Get out there and see what it is that you love doing. And over our 15-year history, we just surpassed 190,000 kids served nationwide, distributed over $25 million in helping kids just gain access to play, the joy of play. And we've been represented in all 50 states. And it's been amazing to see our program grow, but where we are now is just a very small portion of what the overall opportunity around youth sports is, you guys, because the gap continues to widen for who has the opportunity to participate and play versus those who may have a little bit more financial means of doing so. The gap has continued to widen. So when you look at where we were in 2012, about 13.6%, that's up almost 8% in 2024. That gap continues to get a little bit bigger, and it's not because kids aren't wanting the opportunity to go out and try. They want to play. But the cost of registration fees is the #1 barrier to keeping most kids on the sideline. That's where we're focusing a lot of our new initiatives. Last time I spoke to you guys, it was mainly about help just advocate and get as many kids as possible to apply for our funding so we can get kids out there to play. We're taking things a little bit, another step further. We're planting a stake in the ground. We're a little bit fed up with how the youth sports system currently looks. We, in the perfect world, wouldn't even need to exist because it would be an equitable place for kids to have opportunities to participate. We are looking to close this gap for as many kids as possible. Right now, in the Tri-County, there is so many kids. I live down in Lapine, and I talk to Lapine, the school district, as well as the folks who are down there with their rec centers all the time. And we're just trying to figure out new ways to get kids involved in just new activities. So they're just out playing and having fun. We want to shrink that gap. A priority is here in Central Oregon because this is where we're from, but we're also looking at this from a national perspective. And we want to be one of the leading voices in the entire country. Just a small organization in Bend, right? A leading force to help make this systemic change of what needs to happen around youth sports. So how are we a little bit different? I kind of touched on this a little bit. Our mission is we're not going to fund, we don't fund sports specific, you guys. We're not a league or a team or anything like that. We work specifically with families. And why we want to do this is two reasons. One, understanding what it really is for a child's holistic youth development. We get better data, better information when we are working directly with the families, as opposed to if we are distributing stuff just only to leagues. They may fill their rosters. They may be able to get all their kids playing and understanding the game, but there's something deeper that's going on that's really important in the youth sports and in the youth sports space right now. How is this improving their mental health, their confidence? How is it socializing our kids? It's a big topic right now, getting kids back out and just engaging in stuff that's not necessarily tied to devices or technology. Going back out and just being social with other kids, experiencing different cultural backgrounds, societal backgrounds is really, really important. So we work with our families specifically to invest in them, empower them from the parents to the children to make the decision. I would love to go play because how many times have you heard a story about a child who may want to sign up for a league, but then they don't even get on the same team as their friends? Kind of a little bit of a challenge, right? If we want them to stay in the game, most of the time kids are going to want to be where their friends are, people who they can feel familiar with, and like with parents and coaches that they know and they can trust and help them grow. So we empower families to choose. And then how does that filter into what we're trying to do from community levels, which is why I love talking to groups like y'all, because this goes deeper than just a kid playing a sport. It really is about building community with the young parents, with the grandparents, everybody who's coming out to these types of events, building the future for what our kids are looking to do in the communities by having these experiences and passing those experiences on and so forth. So our model's a little bit different than what traditional models are, as opposed to, because we'll work with the YMCAs, the Boys and Girls Clubs, all that stuff. We love working with those folks, you guys. But we go directly working with our families because we're able to build a deeper relationship and connection and understanding of what's keeping kids in sports. So we're able to battle what I just told you guys about, which is the system right now. And there are some challenges with youth sports along those ways. And I could talk to you for 3 hours about what all of those things are, but we just want to be a pillar of change for this. A lot of people are talking about the problem. Everybody says it's too much money. There's not enough coaches. There's a lot of these different things. We're focusing more on having dialogues in the community like this to talk to you about solutions that we're trying to provide. And the solution to us begins with access, bringing access to these kids, especially low-income kids. Consider the youth sports mechanism in a community as the front porch to going into the house. It's the welcome mat. A lot of people tie what is going on within their communities and what their kids are doing in their activities to those things. So that's an important feature for why we do what we do there. I did want to share with you guys a couple of testimonials from some families that we got that are just, they're a little tearjerkers, so I want you guys to prepare.
Straight over.
I just want to say thank you for making this all possible and allowing my child to participate in cheerleading and tumbling.
Thank you so much for helping my kid play with Every Kid Sports. God bless you.
I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has given support through this program. My daughter is playing baseball for her very first year, and she is absolutely loving it. And for financially, this would not have been possible for me as a single mom had I not gotten this support. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I am just so thrilled to see my daughter thriving in baseball right now. So thank you.
Hi, my name's Carly, and my children have received funds from Every Kid Sports. I'm a foster parent, and the foster stipend doesn't cover sports. It's very basic needs, and with having several kiddos in the home, things get really expensive. My son came to live with me, never always wanted to. Now he's had the opportunity to do basketball, football, martial arts, soccer, and now we're in wrestling, and he's thriving, and it's helping him do so much better in school, and he's making friends, and he's staying out of trouble, and he's finally living the life of a normal 10-year-old kid. And without Every Kid Sports, that wouldn't happen for us.
Awesome.
That's when people ask me, why do you do what you do? It's that right there. Real stories, real people, real change. It's real impact.
So how do the kids or the families find you, or how do you find them?
So it's a great question. Most of everything that we do is on our social platforms, as well as we have a lot of advocate partners all around the country. And we work with a couple of very large partners who have allowed us to expand nationally. One of the biggest ones is Dick's Sporting Goods Foundation and Scott's Miracle Grow, which I know a grass company interested in youth sports, but they want to get kids playing on natural grass. It really is a beautiful partnership. So we've been able to leverage advocacy with our partners, as well as word of mouth from other things like professional teams. We do have some advocates who are smaller influencers that help us with that, but most of the time people find us through our web channels. Our social platform is the biggest way that people have connected with us.
So do you, just building on that question, I mean, have you reached out to like FAN or any of the social connections through schools and stuff like that? Because I think they would have access.
Yeah, we do work with FAN here. So we work with FAN. I'd love to get a deeper connection with Latinos as well, because there's a bigger population of applicants that are coming through. So we are building those relationships here, locally. But then also from a national level, we're going into all the different communities. Most of the time, I'll usually start off by going to a community foundation. Like we have a great one here with Oregon Community Foundation, who's a fantastic organization to work with. They've made a lot of introductions through just their people that they work with. So a lot of times I will go and I'll start with states right there. So that way we know who's out there, what communities have good opportunities to push the mission forward and all that good stuff. So it's been a rewarding experience to hear that. You guys heard it a little bit from them. I leave you with this question before I answer any more of the questions you have for me is, how has sports impacted your life? We heard some of the great stories from some of the grandchildren and your children that are out there playing right now. Awesome. Keep them playing in as many different activities as humanly possible. This is just my opinion. I don't think that kids should have to pick a specialized sport when they're that young. When you're 5 or 6 years old, try as many things as possible. I tried everything from ballet to horseback riding, you guys, and I think that it really helped shape who I was. So how has sports impacted your life? And is there an opportunity where maybe some of you may have, I'd love to collaborate with people who are connectors, who may say, try and reach out to the fans of the world. Those are great things to know. Oregon Lightning, having professional sports organizations right in our own backyard. This is a really rich community that embraces a lot of these things for our kids. And we're also a community that cares about the investment of our young people. So we see this as a really big opportunity, not just nationwide, but for where we are right here in the Tri-Counties. We're trying to change the system by giving more access to kids on a daily basis. We would love to work with any of you who would like to help with that mission and help us move it forward. And I'd love to take some questions from you guys. Absolutely.
If we were to donate money, do we do that? Do we support a youngster who may need the tennis shoes or the ball glove, or do we give it to you and you decide how that money gets spent?
Yep. So just a quick reminder, we don't fund equipment, we fund registration fees specifically. So this is a QR code right up here. It's just a real quick process where you can go through and you can make a donation. That donation can go specifically to a general fund where you're saying, hey, just put it over into whatever is the best place for you guys to spend that. We also have a really important initiative, you guys, with the Tri-Counties. We call it Born in Bend because we were in Bend, Oregon, where we were born. But this is specifically an initiative that is around the 3 counties and all of the different kids in those counties. So you have an opportunity to do that as well. And it will give, we'll make sure that those donation dollars go back into those 3 counties as opposed to a nationwide.
Do you have numbers on how many kids in Deschutes you helped last year?
Yeah, so last year alone, over 2,500, and we want to get to 5,000. We want to get to 5,000, you guys. To do so, I wouldn't be a good fundraiser if I didn't tell you to do so. Obviously, we need support. But the biggest thing that we talk about right now is awareness of what's going on, because even though we've been around for 15 years, we still find that a lot of people, even in our own backyards, don't know that this even exists or has existed for the past 15 years. So we're looking for an opportunity to just grow the awareness and figure out what we need to do to get in front of these kids, get in front of their families, and let them know that this support does exist. Registration doesn't need to be a barrier.
If we have I guess a different take on some of it. If I send my kid to school, he should be able to participate in any program in terms of registration. But he may need the shoes, may need whatever the gear is. A lot of the programs that are outside of the school seem to me that they're profit driven by a group of folks who want to do whatever, be it basketball tournament that take you around the whole countryside or baseball. I may not be interested in supporting that, but I want to support the kid. So I guess if the kids in high school or middle school can't afford to participate because they can't afford the equipment, how do I help that kid?
Yeah. So one of the reasons that we fund Access, and I should have started this to you guys, we fund ages 4 to 18. So we do everything from preschool all the way up to high school. The reason that we fund Access specifically is because what we learned from our founders is if kids don't even have the opportunity to step onto the field, a lot of the other things become secondary, like equipment and things else that they would have to purchase in addition to going there. To answer one of the questions that you did have, I've been working with Lapine School District, Ben Lapine, and specifically in Ben High School, because there is still a cost per child to have to play on those teams. It may not be a quote unquote registration fee, but there is a cost per child. How that cost gets allocated can happen a bunch of different ways. So instead of them focusing on what they need to do to just get kids in and registered, what they could do is their kids are applying for our funding, giving that back to the school, and the school is able to reallocate some of their funds over to the equipment and things of that nature. So we're working with them to help with that as a potential solution as well. Even though we will not fund specifically tennis shoes or any kind of equipment, we kind of have a little bit on the back end because we're shuffling around how people are able to get kids involved and then provide the equipment that they need to play. Thank you guys. Appreciate you.
Pen presentation.
Hey. Thank you. Appreciate you.